Hey, this is Jake with Hike 734, and this is day one. I'm pretty dang excited. I'm here with Jane from the Glacier National Park Fund, and it's going to be a real short one today. You'll get to look later on and see where we actually walked and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping to see maybe some harlequins and just a lot of fast-moving water. So, we'll talk a little bit more about what Jane does over at the fun and stuff, but are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you guys all ready for this?
Let's go.
All right. So, tell me about the fund.
The fund. I mean, perfect example. The fund was today. Did you see the water coming across the trail down there? And some of the mud. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. We help fix those.
Fix that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's a perfect because we want to make sure that people get out and hike.
Right.
And these kinds of trails, we're trying to make them more accessible so that all kinds of people can do those. And then we had the kids along with us today.
Right.
Getting kids out in the park.
Right.
And we really want to make sure that we have the next generation of stewards.
Right.
You know, the young kids like you that get out there and love the park.
Have a good time,
and hike
right?
the park and have a good time. Check out the harlequins and the bears, and we just want to make sure we do that. And then the research. Speaking of harlequin ducks, our citizen science program.
Okay.
You know, making sure that our animals, we know how many we have, whether they're in good health, what kinds of things are affecting animals, so that we can make sure that we're balancing that whole ecosystem with visitors.
Right.
We want to make sure that visitors are out enjoying, but we want to do it in a way that's not harmful to our animals.
When I approached the fund, just finding out if anybody had hiked all the trails and all that kind of stuff, I didn't know a ton of what the fund did, the Glacier National Park Fund, the fund, but it's just been really cool as I've learned, like the accessible trails, and for me, I didn't even realize how important that was to a lot of people. And then a friend of mine has their daughter is in a wheelchair, and she loves to experience the park and that, and so that was really cool. And then, like you were telling me earlier, they shut down school buses. They shut down field trips up here because they couldn't afford the school buses, and so the fund put together a grant and everything. So, but there's lots of really cool ways you can get involved. Obviously, financially with the fund is a great way to get involved to help out with that. And if you go to the website is
glacierfund.org.
glacierfund.org.
So real easy, glacierfund.org.
Right, and I'll have a link up to that at the bottom of this blog post. And then also with like the Citizen Scientist Project, if you're going to be out in the park, they have different training programs and that kind of stuff, and it's just a volunteer way that you can go ahead and help out a lot of these, like loon studies and harlequin and just a bunch of different things.
Lots of volunteer activities. In fact, I was talking to Brooke Linford, who is the volunteer coordinator. He was saying we need more volunteers for even projects like painting and cleanup, and we do the invasive weeds. We have every Tuesday's a native plant nursery you can go and work at. We have trail crew volunteers.
So if there's a biologist nerd in you and you really want to help out, there's definitely lots of really cool things to do.
Lots of cool projects. So,
it's been really cool hiking with you, and
we're gonna hiking with you, and I'm so excited about this.
Sounds kind of cheesy, but
I'm going. How many times can I sneak away to hike
exactly.
with you?
Yeah, so definitely you'll probably see Jane a few more times, which will be fantastic.
And if you want to come hike with us, Friday we have Friday hikes all summer long, and it's a great way for people who don't want to hike by themselves. Come out and join us, and we have fun and just a great way to connect people, which is important for us. Make sure that we're safe. Connect you with other hikers. Yeah. So we'll get you on a Friday hike or two and get a group to go with us.
Awesome, yeah. And so, go ahead and check out that site, which will be below in the blog area. Go to hike734.com if you're just watching this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever to go ahead and find out more. So anyways, here we are, Jane from the Glacier National Park Fund, hiking McDonald Creek, and we're going to go see what else we can find. Jane and I are looking at this little creek crossing. That's the nice thing about early season over here in Montana. You get to play around with stuff like this. So we're gonna go. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and cross this stream that's right across the trail. I'm gonna do the first person cam over here as I try and choose my battles, so you can see right behind me. Little bit deep, so I'm gonna do a little off-roading over here. This is an adventure right here. That's what we're doing. Embarking on an adventure. All right. This looks...
Up there?
Yeah, maybe we'll go underneath this log here real quick. You know, we got this log and then we've got all that business. So there's Jane.
There's Jane
falling down. All right, here we go. Ah! Just so you can see, I've got my water wear on. We're just gonna go ahead and step right in here. And
that's a little deep.
Little chilly. No worries. Little chilly, no worries. Where do we go from here?
I went across. Where did I go?
Oh well.
I went up and then went right there. See behind you?
That's kind of deep right here.
Huh?
Said, yeah, that is kind of deep right there. All right, nobody hurt, no worries. We're good to go. Let's watch Jane power through this thing. Yeah, love it. Well, you know, it's only spring runoff and stuff.
Only by the snow.
That's right. All right, well, the feeling's coming back into my feet, and it's awesome. Here we go, finishing it out. So this is where the adventure part of this trip is. I got back to my car, but knowing that I needed to do one little spur, but I wasn't exactly sure where it was. So I walked back up where I walked this morning, and as I'm walking along, I think I found it. So we'll see what happens. It looks kind of like this right here. See that little, so this is the trail. This is what I think is the trail that I'm supposed to walk. Sorry if I'm making you sick at home as you sit inside of your PJs. Inside of your PJs, that's weird. But I think this is the trail that I'm supposed to go on because it looks like a human trail, not a game trail. So, this is kind of fun as you float in the forest. All right, so here we go. This is me picking up 0.3 miles or whatever this thing is. Yep. So there was a part of this whole shenanigan that got swampy. I was able to kind of sidestep and whatever. Only got my feet mildly wet again. But I'm at another part. Let me show you. See that? That's running water. I don't know where this trail goes. So time for some adventure, I guess. Alright, let's see this thing. Good thing I got my feet wet earlier because I might care about this right now. Whew, that's cold. Oh, that's funny. I can see the road. It's about 25 feet or 25 yards that way. Oh well, I'm already in the water. Look at this. I don't know if you can see, but this is why I don't even bother with Gore-Tex. Well, oh, a bunch of deer hair over there. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get out of this. I pop out into a clearing, and what we have is a little bit of horse pasture and a super sweet old cabin. So you never know what you're gonna find. So I think that's gonna be the story of this trip. So I'm officially signing off. Bye-bye. Just driving home after hiking McDonald Creek, and just wanted to share a couple thoughts and also even how to get to the trailhead. I didn't really talk about that much. So how to get there is you enter through West Glacier and you drive up going to the Sun Road until you get to Lake McDonald Lodge and keep going just a little bit further and make a left because you want to be on the north end of the lake. McDonald Creek flows into Lake McDonald and flows out, so you definitely want to be on the north end of the lake. And as soon as you cross over the bridge, it's really interesting because There's one trail that starts right after you go over the bridge, and then there's another one which is the main trailhead. If you're going to do the whole thing, I just start at the main trailhead and hike all the way up, get to the very end, and then on the way back, go ahead and go to the left, because that way you'll be able to take a left fork and follow it. That way it feels a little bit more like a loop and not just an out and back. By the way, that left fork that follows right along the river will pop you right up by the bridge. So if you don't have as much time and you just want to get a little short hike in, if you hike right up along the creek, right after that bridge, that's just a great way to see some really cool stuff. There's a killer waterfall that way. So anyways, I'd recommend going that way. If that's all you're going to do, just want to go up a ways, but definitely check out both ways. Hike's pretty easy. The thing that I really like about it is that there's a bunch of different ways you can go, and you can bail if you need to. Unlike some hikes where you're committed for 10 miles or whatever. So you could hike from that side, or you can actually, as you go further up going to the Sun Road, you can just come across by that bridge and by Sacred Falls. And so that's really a cool way to do it too. If you wanted to and you had a couple of buddies that were driving shuttle or whatever, they could drop you off at one place at the trailhead and then go drive the car up, and then you could just make a one-way. I mean, it's only a couple miles, but depending upon your physical abilities. Anyways, overall short hike. I'm starting to ramble a little bit. It's an easy hike as far as hikes go. If you can climb a few flights of stairs and you can walk a few miles, then the hike's not a problem. That's so easy level of difficulty, super accessible. If you're going to be in Glacier and you're looking for just a couple of quick things to do that's not just pulling over on going to the sun, do it. That's my review.